So we were talking about genetics. Genetics is this how traits are inherited. So, and of course there are traits that if your parents have color of hair, then you will get dominant trait, and like dark hair, dark eyes, and if you are tall, then it will be also dominant. If your parents tall, then it is also dominant trait. But it is only small part of our body. Traits, of course, important. You inherit it, but much more important, epigenetics. Epigenetics, it is, we were talking already, that epigenetics, it is how these traits, how these genes can be turned on and turned off as if we change environment, so it is like physical activity, if we change the food, and if we change also some stress. So if you're under stress, it will also a big factor of in the what will be. Okay, of course we will consider this genetics, and it is, as I said, it is important. There are different kind of that's how cells are multiplied, but this information already very old, because this Mendel was making his experiments more than 200 years ago. It's about 200 years ago. And then human traits, we consider since about 50s, it is about 70 years, we know about chromosomes, we know about genes, and then people work in it, but it is, again, it is old information. Much hotter information is about epigenetics. Okay, we also can talk about how the fertilization is coming. This is the surface of the egg, female egg, and this is the cell from human, from a man. So how fertilization is happening. But again, it's interesting, but very well-known information. So it is not very exciting. Much more exciting, it is sort of a miracle that all our cells in our body have the same DNA, but however they are different. How it is possible that they grow different? Because they can produce bone cells, they can produce brain cells, they can produce skin cells and muscle cells. They're all different. All our tissues are different. How they decide, how our body decide what shape it will take, it will create, and how tall will be, how strong will be, how smart will be. It depends on environment, and it depends on extracellular matrix. Okay, extracellular matrix is about 85% of our body by volume. Yeah, it is different. It can be fluid. It is like blood considered the serum inside the blood. So this plasma is considered extracellular matrix, and also bones have very stiff, very strong. It is also extracellular matrix. So the stiffness of the extracellular matrix can be different, and the stiffness of the extracellular matrix is control how the cells develop. The cells, so-called stem cells can develop to various type of cells, and they don't have they don't have ears, they don't have eyes. They only can feel stiffness of the extracellular matrix. So then they can feel it, and then they develop to specialized cells, like intestinal cells, blood cells, etc., and muscle cells, etc. Okay, so you see that extracellular matrix is very, very important. And so it is, again, we come to this. This here is schematically represented extracellular matrix. Extracellular matrix is, as I said, 85% of our body. And inside of extracellular matrix, we see fibers. This is so-called collagen fibers. Collagen fibers are produced by fibroblasts. Fibroblasts are specialized cells that produce the collagen. Also, in young age, they produce more elastic fibers that other name elasticin, but it's when you already getting older, they stop production of this elastic fibers. They produce only collagen. Then we have also immune cells like macrophages. Macrophages they kill bacteria. They if some cells are damaged, they kill them and eat them and produce some substances that nutrients for other cells. And stem cells are using these nutrients to develop and to replace damaged cells. Okay, let's go and let's look in this in more details. As I said, stem cells can develop to almost any cell. So this is also some presentation of extracellular matrix, and you see that not so many cells inside. It is mostly this gel and fibers, and so the macrophages and the stem cells can relatively easy penetrate through they can migrate, and if there is somewhere inflammation, and inflammation is about because of damage of the cell. And then specialized cells, which are mast cells, they produce some signal molecules, and then macrophages and stem cells react to these signal molecules, and they are coming and want to repair the damage. Okay, then here look what we have. If the healthy extracellular matrix, we have some layer of epithelium, for example. It is boundary layer of the tissue, and inside we have some relatively soft extracellular matrix, so that fibroblasts don't produce too many collagen fibers, and macrophages can migrate. But if there is chronic inflammation, and chronic inflammation is happening because of aging, people get older and they develop chronic inflammation. It's a little bit complicated question, so I have a video on this subject, but I just don't want to go into many details. Just to tell you that it is chronically inflamed tissues. They produce so-called cytokines. Cytokines are the signal molecules, and macrophages and stem cells, they react to these signal molecules. They are coming, they're trying to repair. Also, problem that if you have cancer tumor, then you have excessive stiffness of the tissues, and it is not so easy to repair and to kill cancer cells, because macrophages cannot get inside, cannot kill these cancer cells. This is a problem. Of course, we have to say that these fibroblasts, they produce different kind of collagen, and collagen, it is altogether 22 types of collagen, even 25 types of collagen. But some collagen are more important than others, and they produce different kind of extracellular matrix. What is interesting that scientists try to create extracellular matrix by printing, by laser printing. So it is possible. So they can create such extracellular matrix from collagen, biological, and then what is interesting, if this implant will be inserted inside the body, what is happening? Blood vessels grow inside, and when the blood vessels supply nutrients, and then the healthy cells, or I mean stem cells, are coming and populate this tissue. And it can be in principle some organ like a heart or liver or whatever. But to the moment it is only, this direction only develops, there is not much success in this direction. But wound healing, it is working. So you can see. What is happening with extracellular matrix, as I said, it is because of aging, with age, the extracellular matrix get stiff. And as it getting stiff, macrophages and stem cells cannot penetrate the stiff matrix because it is like iron bars. They cannot go through. And then, if it is stiff, then you are getting this chronic inflammation. Okay, here you see difference between young tissue and aged tissue. In aged tissue, you have cross-linking of some collagens, and you have some inflammatory cells which produce cytokines and the signal molecules, and this tissue worked not so well, not like it used to be in young age. For example, liver. If such stiffness develops in the liver, liver stops to work. Liver cannot work properly and people die. The many also complications coming from fibrosis of kidney and lungs. So when it is happening, people just die. And this stiffening happens because of cross-linking of collagen. What happens when it is cross-linked? For example, first, what you can see with age, that you have a big artery, aorta. Then aorta is a big volume and very long blood vessel, which work to reduce pressure variations. When heart is working, the heart is pumping blood out, and then you have pulses of pressure, and this in young body, these pulses propagate as a wave. So the aorta is elastic, and then when pressure is higher, it is a little bit getting wider, and then you have, because of this elasticity, the resistance of the blood vessel to blood propagation is not so high, and you have low blood pressure. But in old people, in elders, the arteries and the capillaries and especially aorta, they are getting stiff. They are getting almost stiff like bones, and they don't reduce blood pressure. And in older age, we have much higher blood pressure in comparison with young age. Here, the blood pressure for young people, black curve, and here of the old people, okay, much higher. People explain this cross-linking, and they have a special name for this phenomena. It is, they call it not just cross-linking, but they call it advanced glycation end product, or glycation end products. Okay, this is just a word, nothing else. What happens when this and how it happens? You have just schematically collagen molecule, and then you have sugar molecule. They react between each other. They make the collagen stiff. Collagen is losing elasticity. Advanced glycation end products, you can see just by eye. If you put bread and we'll try to make a toaster, and then you see a toast, and then these brown and dark colors, they are this advanced glycation end products. And of course, they cannot be consumed in our body because we don't have enzyme. We don't have enzyme to digest this advanced glycation end product. It's the same problem that because we don't have enzyme in our body to digest this products, then advanced glycation end products accumulate in our body, and they create stiff matrix, stiff extracellular matrix. So my achievement recent achievement was such that I reduce stiffness of my blood vessels considerably, because just in about 1 year and a half, my blood pressure dropped from 120 to 80, which is considered normal for my age. It dropped to below 100 and below 50. So this is pressure which is normal for infants. And together with a low heartbeat rate, which is only 47 and minimum was 42, it indicates that my heart is strong and big, and so it is working without stress. When I am resting, it is working without stress. And even systolic pressure, sometimes 80. If I am measuring at morning after sleep, then it is 80, and this 53, it is also very low. Very low, the same pressure as of infants. So I recovered my elasticity of my blood vessels, so that it is already young, so elastic like of a baby, of infant. But my problem is that, of course, it's relatively easy to recover and to get elasticity in blood vessels, also in lungs. Lungs are all full of blood. Blood always circulates in the lung tissue. Then my so-called vital lung capacity is growing now. So I'm getting larger and larger vital lung capacity because lungs are getting more elastic. Old people, because the stiffness of the lung develops, they cannot breathe enough air. So normal lung capacity for men of my age and my shape is about 3 liters 600 milliliters. I have for now 5 liters 250 to 300 milliliters. And of course it is less than it was in age 18. In age of 18, my vital lung capacity was 6 liters with something, 6 liters, 200 milliliters or something like this. So it is but it is growing. It is growing in time, so I hope in time I will recover this elasticity of my lung tissues further. And I expect, but I cannot measure, that elasticity of my liver and kidney also improving, because blood circulate in liver and circulate in kidney very well. And so I do this program of so-called rejuvenation, because I want to be as healthy and as strong as young people. So, but it is a long way to get it. Okay, for now. So this, so now you see what we will talk about. So because this glycation product, this why it develops this stiffening. It is because some alcohol infections, and most important, let me see where it is, sugar. Yeah, sugar molecules. So if in young age you consume too much sugar and too much carbohydrates, which are actually produce that glucose, then it is slowly, but stiffness of your extracellular matrix is increasing, and you not supposed to live too long with this process, because soon or later this chronic inflammation will develop, and chronic inflammation is the reaction to stiffness of the extracellular matrix. And as soon as a chronic inflammation will develop, then there will be cancer, there will be fibrosis of organs, the fibrosis of lungs, and people don't live too long. So it is normally, if you don't follow good diet, then you, in age like 65, maybe a little bit longer, you will not live too long, 65, maybe 70 years. But if you will choose what you eat properly, if you will do exercises, if you will avoid stress, but stress, it is like not something like, so you can go football And this stress, when you stress your body for some physical activity, it is useful, it is good stress. But stress is when you are not happy and when you are in depression, this stress is damaging your body. So this one I want to teach you a little bit. Again, it is my opinion. It is very much different from opinion of medical professionals. I am doctor of science, not a doctor of medicine. I'm not supposed to give medical advice, but just my opinion, just express my opinion as a scientist, because science is every group of scientists have different opinions, as I told you already. So I have such opinion that we can slow down this process of aging, this process of stiffening of extracellular matrix. Humans can live longer and can be more energetic, smart, because smart or stupid it depends on food, very much on food. So if you eat enough of animal fat and coconut oil, your brain develops very well. But of course you need also proteins. The animal proteins. I want to express my opinion again about plant proteins. Some people say that vegetarian food is more healthy. Again, this is just opinion. I have other opinion. I have opinion such that if you eat a plant-based diet, if you eat plants like peas and some other plant-based proteins, what happens with it? To digest proteins, you need high acidity in your stomach. This gastric juice has to be high acidity in the stomach. But to digest carbohydrates, you need not acidic, but you need alkaline reaction, acidic, alkaline, different. So if you eat if you eat plant-based food, you cannot separate protein from carbohydrates. They go together. And what is happening? Normally, carbohydrates you can digest, but protein, the plant-based proteins, they go to your guts, and then bacteria inside your guts eat this protein. And they produce some toxic substances and so stinking gases, and that blows your guts, blow your stomach, and then you have these reactions because of poison. You are actually poisoning your body. So at least you have to try to separate proteins and carbohydrates. You can consume some carbohydrates, but make some interval between carbohydrates and proteins, like 2 hours. To digest protein, it takes long, it takes 2 hours. So if you eat proteins like meat, fish, poultry, eggs, then wait before you eat carbohydrates, wait 2-3 hours before you maybe eat rice, noodles, or anything else. Don't mix it together, because again, plant-based proteins are not healthy, because again you cannot get them. I don't mention that vegetable oils are very toxic, because I was talking about this, but so please avoid. The only vegetable oil which is healthy, it is coconut oil. Coconut oil is very healthy and good for your body. So if you drink coconut milk and coconut oil, it is very good for your health. So altogether, again, I am interested that you will be good warriors, will be supermen, because you will save humanity, and including me. This is why I try to give you this information and to make you stronger and smarter. But yet it is up to you to follow and to not follow, because there are different opinions. There is opinion that vegetarian food is better. I don't think so. Well, and I try as a scientist, again, all science is based not only on theory and hypothesis, but it is based on experimental fact. Now I am in stage of experimental test and to prove that am I right or not. And then this what I'm doing. So first results are quite encouraging, quite good. So my stiffness of my blood vessel is getting less, reduced, and then vital lung capacity is growing, so it is fine. But yet I have problem with skin and hair, because blood is not circulating the same as in blood vessels. So I don't have this blood circulation. So what I have to do, I have to improve blood circulation in my skin and weight. So it takes time, and maybe in time I will see, I hope I will see that elasticity of my skin will be improved too. Okay, then this I would finish. So this is the question: what is human body made of? It is very important question. So you have to understand, because if it is just information about how cells multiply, and this is important information, no doubts, but it is very old information. We already not much excited about this information. Much more important about this, how epigenetics work, how can you change your body, how can you make your body much stronger, and what to do to be smart, to be strong, and what should you do, what food you have to consume, what exercises you have to do, how you should sleep, so you have to sleep enough. And nowadays you are a lucky person, because we live in the age of internet, and everything what I was talking about, almost everything, yeah, you can find in internet. You just, what you need to know, you need information what to look for, and what else you need, motivation. Motivation can be positive and negative. Positive information, it is like you're excited, you love it, and you want to learn it, and your future depends on it. And negative information and negative motivation is like you just like meditate and imagine your life. If you will not do anything, if you will just follow, or your laziness, and if you will be not active, then if you will sit and play games and watch these stupid TikTok videos, what will happen with you? And I will tell you that most probably you will have no family, no own children, and it is the same like you are dead. You will not, maybe you will survive, but you will not live too long anyway, so you are supposed to die young. And I don't want it. I don't want it. I want to help you. And the way to help you is to teach you about epigenetics, about what can you do with your body. So your genetics is not fixed. You can change it. You can change it, and you can change it dramatically. Okay. For now, we can stop. That's just again. And there are deep science about this collagen and elastin, and how this extracellular matrix develop, how we can repair this extracellular matrix and replace it with younger extracellular matrix. This is quite science, but this is what I was busy last 2 years, and was learning about this, and now I try to this my ideas on myself, and some other people also participate. Okay, that's all. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I will give you also references to videos about how cells divide, and so you will get more information, and I hope you will find more information also yourself, because motivation is important. If you are not interested, nobody and will save you. Nobody. Okay. Take care. Thank you for your time.